Want to know the best place to live in Northern Virginia? Northern Virginia leads the state in having the most top-ranked suburbs within one region, and each of them offers something different. So, how do you decide which area is right for you? In this video, I'll share the top 10 places to live in Northern Virginia according to niche and highlight important facts about each. Stick around to the end for your bonus tips on which suburbs got the snub and who didn't deserve to make the list this year, coming up next. Welcome, I'm Jason Fiallo, your Northern Virginia insider and lifelong native who spent the last decade guiding newcomers relocating to the area. Today we're reviewing the 2023 niche rankings for the best places to live in Virginia, focusing on suburbs. Of the 171 suburbs surveyed, 10 of the top 12 are within Northern Virginia, while the other 2 are in our state's capital of Richmond, Virginia. You're probably wondering, just like I was, how they determined the rank for each area. I'll quickly summarize it for you. There were a total of 15 different factors used in their rankings process. Of those, 4 carried the most weight, including cost of living, higher education rate, housing grade, and public education grade, with the majority of the data sourced from the U.S. Census, FBI, BLS, and CDC. Niche ranks South Riding as the 10th best suburb in Northern Virginia. This is one of the largest planned communities in Northern Virginia, located in Loudoun County, Virginia's fastest growing county. Home to 33,828 people with an average household income of $170,456. There have been 160 homes sold this year, ranging between $365,000 and just over $1.4 million, with a median home value of $571,300. Situated at the border of Fairfax and Loudoun County, 30 miles west of D.C. and 11 miles south of Dulles Airport, it's an ideal place to live for people who want to be further away from city congestion while close enough to enjoy lifestyle amenities. Niche ranks it as the number 2 best suburb to raise a family and the number 3 best place to raise a family. In 2020, the Washington Post recognized South Riding as being the best place to raise a family in Northern Virginia. One of the biggest draws of South Riding is the schools, ranked number 6 for having the best public schools in the state. To go further, I would say South Riding is one of the few communities that has something for everyone. It has endless trails, ponds, multiple pools, 3 shopping centers, ongoing activities, state-of-the-art Dulles South Rec Center, not to mention the semi-private 18-hole golf course. In my experience of selling several homes in the neighborhood, people like that they can start by buying a condo, later upsizing to a townhouse, and end with their forever home without ever having to leave the neighborhood. There's no doubt why South Riding is on this list. Niche ranks Oakton as the 9th best suburb in Northern Virginia. In my opinion, this is one of the best kept secrets in Northern Virginia. Home to 36,675 people with an average household income of $145,064. There have been 174 sales in this area, ranging between $268,000 and $5.4 million, with a median home value of $660,000. Side note, we had the pleasure of representing our client with the record-setting sale of $5.4 million. If you're curious about what the rest of this luxury mansion looks like inside, check out this entire video here. And we're back. Oakton sits in the center of Fairfax County, the most densely populated region in Northern Virginia. Its central location is only 18 miles from D.C., within 18 miles of 2 airports, and the closest metro stop is only minutes away in Vienna, making commuting into D.C. and other major business hubs like Tysons, Reston, and Arlington relatively convenient. Schools are among the best in the state, ranking 13th overall, with much of the attention going to Oakton High School. I should also mention Flint Hill, an elite pre-K through 12th grade private school which attracts families to the area from all over. Oakton is just under 10 square miles, with the northern side being more suburban and sprawled out with primarily single-family houses. The southern side borders Fairfax and is more densely populated, offering better walkability, but by no means is it urban. Fortunately, you have several points of interest for shopping and dining nearby in every direction, including downtown Fairfax, Fair Oaks Mall, downtown Vienna, and Tysons Corner, to name a few. There are countless trails, parks, and open green space for you to enjoy. Oakmar Rec Center is the go-to indoor-outdoor facility that has it all, even an 18-hole mini golf course. Niche ranks Lansdowne as the 8th best suburb in Northern Virginia. This planned community is Leesburg's crown jewel, home to 13,029 people with an average household income of $156,596. There were 160 home sales this year, ranging between $400,000 and $1.8 million, and a median home value of $619,800. Lansdowne sits at the edge of Leesburg, 35 miles west of D.C. and 12 miles north of Dulles Airport, with the closest metro stations too far to be considered convenient for commuters. But what it lacks in commuter convenience, it makes up for with amenities. Lansdowne is among the few Northern Virginia communities with a town center, multiple golf courses, shopping, dining, and 55-plus active adult residences. Let's not forget Lansdowne Resort, a luxury resort within the community that locals and visitors alike find to be a perfect escape. Other points of interest are historic downtown Leesburg and one Loudoun, only minutes away. The schools there are highly ranked, with Riverside High School being the main draw. Lastly, Niche ranks Lansdowne as the number 21 best place to retire in Virginia. I found that somewhat surprising considering the high cost of living there, but I can see how the countless amenities would be attractive to seniors. Niche ranks Wakefield as the 7th best suburb in Northern Virginia. This is a well-established area located in Annandale, Virginia, home to 11,354 people with an average household income of $180,096. There were 89 homes sold this year between $455,000 and just over $1.8 million, with a median home value of $667,500. Wakefield is bordered by Fairfax and Burke, located 15 miles southwest of D.C., 12 miles west of Reagan Airport, with Dunloring Metro several minutes away. Two major routes, 495 and 66, are nearby, making commuting and getting around the region a breeze. Conveniences like shopping, dining, and entertainment are nearby, but will require driving. This area has a reputation for having one of the best local schools, ranking number 7 in the state. Northern Virginia Community College also has its Annandale campus within Wakefield. This community attracts mostly families, not only for the schools, but because it's one of the best suburbs to raise a family in Virginia. Niche ranks it as their number 5 pick. As I mentioned, it's well established, formed back in the 50s, and driving through the area, you'll be guaranteed to see lush green space, enormous trees, and 50 styles ranch homes. You'll also notice the trend of tearing down and building new. People are willing to go through the time and expense of building a new home just to be in this optimal location. Niche ranks Broadlands as the 6th best suburb in Northern Virginia. Spanning 1,500 acres, this master-planned community is right in the heart of Ashburn, Virginia, home to 14,835 people with an average household income of $203,455. So far this year, there's been 101 homes sold between $432,000 and just over $1.6 million, with a median home value of $664,000. Situated between Old Ashburn and New Ashburn, it's 32 miles west of D.C., 9 miles west of Dulles Airport, and a short drive to the Silver Line Metro stop, with some parts close enough to walk. Over the years, Broadlands has developed into a quiet suburb with unique character and neighborhood charm. Van Meter Homes began building this community in the mid-90s and designed it to flow around the Stream Valley Park, which is 150 acres of wildlife, wetlands, and nature preserve. The National Wildlife Federation even named Broadlands a certified wildlife habitat community, only the 25th community in the nation to achieve this certification. Broadlands perfectly combines the outdoors with countless community amenities and conveniences, including shopping and dining within minutes. There's also a wide array of housing types, ranging from apartment rentals to active adult condominiums, with 84% of residents owning their homes there. Van Meter Homes continues to build new homes in Broadlands, including condos and townhouse-style condos within walking distance of the Silver Line Metro. Finally, the schools there are phenomenal. Broadlands ranked as the number 1 suburb with the best public schools in Virginia and the number 1 place with the best public schools in Virginia. These features tend to attract families of all ages. It's no wonder why Broadlands also ranks the number 1 best place to raise a family in Virginia. Niche ranks Franklin Farm as the 5th best suburb in Northern Virginia. Established in 1980, this community sits on 850 acres in western Fairfax County, a top destination for those who appreciate living in a rural setting with access to the conveniences of an urban area. Home to 18,906 people with an average household income of $193,486. There have been 28 homes sold this year, ranging between $500,000 and $1.1 million, with a median home value of $657,400. Franklin Farm is just short of the Fairfax County and Loudoun County border, 25 miles west of D.C., 6 miles from Dulles Airport, and 4 miles from the Innovation Metro stop in Herndon. Major access routes like Fairfax County Parkway and Dulles Toll Road are very close, making commuting in any direction relatively convenient. Aside from its central location, Franklin Farm provides its residents with plenty of options for enjoying the outdoors. There are 13 miles of trails, 6 fishing ponds, 6 tennis courts, 2 swimming pools, 14 tot lots, 3 multi-purpose courts, and 1 sand volleyball court, and 180 acres of open space. It's a place that attracts single people and families alike because of these community amenities, helping Franklin Farm rank number 7 for the best suburb to live in Virginia. Approximately 94% of the residents there own their own home, contributing to a strong sense of community. Families with school-age children target this community in particular. For one, the schools have an A+ rating. It also ranks as the number 4 best suburb to raise a family in Virginia and the number 9 best place to raise a family in Virginia. Niche ranks Loudoun Valley Estates as the 4th best suburb in Northern Virginia. Atop the list of Ashburn's premier plant communities, Toll Brothers showcases why they're considered one of the best builders in the entire country. Home to 10,460 people with an average household income of $210,328. There have been 59 sales this year between $575,000 and just over $2.1 million, with a median home value of $617,900. This community is on the newer side of Ashburn, 30 miles west of D.C., 7 miles west of Dulles Airport, and 3 miles from the Silver Line Metro stop in Ashburn. Quick side note, of the 59 sales in Loudoun Valley Estates this year, 55 were above Niche.com's median home value estimate. The least expensive single-family home sold for $899,990, and 2 townhomes sold for over $800,000. It's not exactly cheap to buy a home there, but you do get your money's worth. There are countless HOA amenities, including pools, tennis courts, basketball courts, tot lots, volleyball courts, and miles of trail. People are also drawn to Loudoun County Estates because it's safe, quiet, and convenient, with shopping and entertainment just minutes away via Loudoun County Parkway and the Dulles Toll Road. The schools are also attractive because of their high rankings and because they have a middle school and high school within the community. It's no surprise why they rank number 5 out of 505 best places to buy a house in the state of Virginia and number 3 for the best suburb to buy a house in Virginia. Approximately 95% of the residents there are homeowners, made visible by how well they maintain their properties. My brother bought his house there back in 2016 and has loved living there ever since. If you want to be in a suburb that checks all the boxes, Loudoun Valley Estates should be on your list. Niche ranks Arlington as the 3rd best suburb in Northern Virginia. Just across the Potomac River from D.C., Arlington is the closest D.C. suburb in Virginia. It's home to 235,764 people with an average household income just over $128,000. There were 2,053 homes sold there this year, ranging between $60,000 and just over $4.2 million, and a median home value of $755,800. This community is only minutes from Washington, D.C., home to Reagan National Airport, and has 10 metro stations throughout. By far, this is the best Virginia suburb to live in for commuters into D.C. and for those who prefer not to drive a car to get around. I should mention that Niche chose to rank Arlington as a whole, meaning Arlington County, hence the large population numbers and the number of homes sold. There are 58 neighborhoods within Arlington County, each with a unique character and profile, oftentimes vastly differing. Certain areas like Ballston, Clarendon, and Roslyn are densely populated neighborhoods comprised of both residential and commercial buildings. Other areas feel more like a traditional suburb, for example, Donald's Run in North Arlington. What's great is that there's something for everybody. I was born and raised in Arlington, specifically Ballston and later the neighborhood of Bluemont, and loved every minute of the experience. But a lot has changed since then. For some time now, Arlington has attracted a younger demographic. Niche ranks Arlington as the number 5 best city for young professionals in America. Recently, U.S. News & World Reporting ranked Arlington as the number 1 most educated city in America. Arlington has become a top destination for highly educated people from all over the country who want to work in D.C. but not live there. There are also plenty of job opportunities in Arlington itself, many associated with government contracting. Schools have an excellent reputation with an overall A+ rating, one of the reasons families love being in Arlington. It ranks as the number 3 best city to raise a family in America, not to be outshined by ranking number 2 for best cities to live in America. I believe Arlington is the best combination of suburbs with an urban flair, endless possibilities for the outdoors lover, and countless entertainment options in every direction. Niche ranks Cascades as the 2nd best suburb in Northern Virginia. This plant community is situated at the edge of East Loudoun County along the Potomac River, spanning 2,500 acres, much of which is green, open space. It's home to 12,509 people with an average household income of $149,349. There were 39 homes sold this year between $399,000 and $1,675,000, and a median home value of $494,900. Cascades is 25 miles west of D.C., 8 miles away from Dulles Airport, and 7 miles away from the closest metro station in Reston. This neighborhood's location is ideal for those wanting the best of both worlds between Leesburg and Tyson's Corner. Developed in the early 90s when Loudoun County was mostly farmland and open space, Cascades become one of the most desirable neighborhoods in Northern Virginia. Approximately 75% of the people there own their own homes, a leading factor regarding their strong sense of community. Niche ranks it as the number 8 best place to live in the state of Virginia. Cascades is lush and beautiful with mature trees, sports fields, trails, and countless amenities for residents. It also borders the Potomac River and has Algonquian Park, one of the best parks in the area for picnics, golf, kayaking, and more. There's no shortage of nearby conveniences like shopping and dining on the original side of the neighborhood and the newly developed Cascades Overlook, which is just right across Route 7. It's a short drive to additional local points of interest like One Loudoun and Ashburn and Reston Town Center. The schools there are highly rated, drawing in families with school-aged children. Young professionals have also taken a liking to the neighborhood. Cascades ranks 17th for the best suburb to live in for that demographic. Considering its proximity to major business hubs like Tyson's Corner and Reston, Cascades is among the best places to buy an affordable home without having a long commute. Niche ranks Stone Ridge as the best suburb in Northern Virginia. This Van Meter planned community was the first of its kind in Aldie, Virginia. Developed in the early 2000s, tucked away between South Riding and Brambleton, Stone Ridge is the definition of a one-size-fits-all community. It's home to 15,776 people with an average household income of $173,102. There were 55 homes sold there this year, ranging from $381,000 all the way up to $1.125 million, and a median home value of $494,900. Stone Ridge is 37 miles west of D.C., 14 miles away from Dulles Airport, and 9 miles away from the closest metro station in Ashburn. Stone Ridge sits at the edge of D.C.'s wine country, and by that I mean Loudoun County, home to over 50 wineries. There are also more than 30 local breweries nearby. Foodies also have unique options close to home and several upscale restaurants up the road in Middleburg, Loudoun County's equestrian capital. Despite its suburban location and small-town feel, Stone Ridge is close to the everyday conveniences of more populated areas. Within the neighborhood alone, there are schools K-12 with an A+ rating, a shopping center, a public library, and a hospital, to name a few. These factors, along with countless community amenities, have contributed to Stone Ridge ranking in the top 5 for the best places to buy a house in Virginia and best places to live in Virginia. Side note, I had the privilege of coaching boys varsity lacrosse for 5 years at John Champ High School, which is in the neighborhood. Over that time, I met a lot of amazing people from the community and saw firsthand just how special it was and still is. It's no wonder why surrounding neighborhoods have sprouted up in Aldie, especially over the last 10 years. Now for my final take. Like I said in the very beginning, after looking at all 10, I think every one of them is well deserving. Overall, I think they got it right. A few different options that I would also add that weren't listed. I'll just give you one for each county, not including Arlington, because obviously that was part of the list. So let's just start with Loudoun County. For Loudoun County, I would say Willersford. Willersford is actually one of the most beautiful planned communities in Northern Virginia, hands down. It has some of the best amenities. It's been under development for quite some time now, and it spans between the newer side of Ashburn all the way over to Aldie. Most of the building now has been done by NB Homes, but in the past there was a handful of builders with some really unique character homes. I mean, they have a really good mix. I don't want to say modest homes because they're still hovering around $1 million, but they have that style of home all the way up to the multi-million-dollar homes in that community. But a really beautiful established community, relatively new. For Fairfax County, it's sort of the opposite. It's a very well-established community, which is in Fairfax Station. It's a general region that's bordering Prince William County. It's well-established, safe, has phenomenal schools, relatively convenient to D.C. There's an Amtrak station nearby in Loudoun, and you have access points to get around with Fairfax County Parkway and 123 and 95. So relatively convenient as far as commuting goes. Finally, for Prince William County, I would say Dominion Valley. Dominion Valley is a planned community by Toll Brothers, but it's not really the same as the Loudoun Valley Estates in Ashburn, like we discussed. It's closer to a different community that wasn't on the list, which is Belmont Country Club. What you get here in Dominion Valley is like what you get in Belmont. It's a planned community. It's safe. You get anything from condos all the way to mansions. There's a golf course within the community. It's gated, secure. There's conveniences nearby, beautiful amenities, indoor, outdoor pool. But that's on the Prince William side, so you're going to have different access access points. So you're not going to have any metro public transportation, anything like that, but you will have 66, Linton Hall, Prince William Parkway. So there's some other access points, but it's a ways a bit. I mean, it's a true suburb, but I mean, they have really good schools, fantastic amenities, a safe, thriving community. There wasn't any love shown over to Prince William County, so I just wanted to give you my thoughts on something. If you were considering moving in that direction, I would say Dominion Valley's number one. Piedmont's another good one too. It's another safe, gated community, beautiful golf course. They have a mix of the mansion style and the more modest homes and even townhomes. So maybe that's something to consider too. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you gained something from the video. If you have any questions about the top 10 list we discussed today or a different suburb that wasn't mentioned, just get in touch with me, shoot me a text, send me an email, give me a call, and I'd love to chat with you and help in any way I can. Till next time.